stormy seas and lost souls. She's dreamt of this before. They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts, and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake, and we only see what our inner eye creates for us? Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people feared seeing the world through her eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
You failed the gods. You're pathetic. Rotten. Cursed. What were you thinking? Did you really think you could win? How stupid can you be?
So stupid.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
The shadow hates.
Look at you. A warrior. Worthless. Weak. Pathetic. Go on. Feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
Everywhere. You failed. What's that?
Take it. If you're too much of a coward to fight, then end the suffering. Broken and lost. Just like your sword.
Come on. Dare.
Why go on when you give everything and face that which torments you, only to find that it is worse than you could have imagined? Why go on? Is it really so weak to ask this? Or are we just so afraid of the honest answer that we do not dare pose the question? Sometimes the answer lies in a memory, a feeling, a song.
It's not real. It's a trick. It's not real. It is real. Listen to it. She can
Don't give up.
Daddy. It's
Not like this.
It's not real. It is real. It's a trick. Don't trust it. Baby, you're already dead.
Who are you?
Do you still believe in me, Senua?
No, it's not. It's a trick. She knows it's him. It's a trick. He's already dead. He can't be here. It's impossible. To live.
Come to me. Please.
The light. Go towards the light. It's him. There he is. It can't be him. It's just a trick. It's in your mind. Yes, no, he's here. It's in your mind. Him. It's real. It's happening. Go towards it. There it is. You're imagining. It's Dylan. He's gone. You were too slow. How could you? Keep going. How could you? Keep going. Ignore the pain. I told you it was to trick you. I told you. Where are you going? See, there's nothing to follow. Come on.
Before she first met him, she was not in a good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house. Her father's in-bell made sure of that. Only occasionally did she venture out on her own, collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney Plains. That was her world. Like this one. Barren and lonely.
Already disappeared. Nothing lives here, not even you. It's in your mind. You think you can see it, but it's in your mind. There's the tree.
There he was,
Where is he?
the lone figure of a boy.
He's there, under the tree.
Swordplay under the shade of a tree.
See him. Come, you have to.
She remembers the first time she saw him. To her young eyes, he moved as if dancing, and the world danced with him.
He's there, under the tree.
The gloom lifted.
You can see him.
For the first time in years, she felt
Going.
a ray of hope.
The Northmen tell of a great hero. His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around a great tree, and one day, Odin comes and thrusts a sword into the tree, a gift to whomever can release it. Many try, but the sword only comes out at Sigmund's touch. His brother-in-law, King Siggeir, wants it, but Sigmund refuses him, so King Siggeir plots revenge. He invites Sigmund and his brothers to a feast, but when they arrive, they are met with an army, not a warm welcome. King Siggeir captures Sigmund and his brothers, steals his coveted sword, and readies them for execution. death for Sigmund and his brothers seems certain. But the king's wife is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees. Not for mercy, though, but because he plans an even more cruel and lingering death. Chained to a tree in the forest that night, a she-wolf comes and devours one of Sigmund's brothers. She returns, ravenous, night after night, until only Sigmund is left. The next day, Sigmund's sister sends a servant with honey to smear on Sigmund's face. But to what end? Well, that night, when the she-wolf appears again, you'll never guess what happens.
Day after day, watching from afar, she mimicked him, perfecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
It's a trick. It's an illusion. It's not real. Do you really think it's real?
You want to believe it's real, but it's a trick.
You're deluded.
Where are you going?
Where is she going? What is she following? You can't even fight. It's just deception.
How does he so effortlessly court the world and bliss? If only she could do the same. See the world through eyes anew and dance with it, just like he does.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one.
Well, I watched you, and
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
me?
I'm Dillian. I'm here for the warrior trials. Just come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who's supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are.
You killed him.
But her world changed the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy
They
you.
won't stop me. I can still feel him.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here.
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone.
You will die here.
No.
And all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Dillian? Is that you? I'll find you, my love. I promise.
By the tree. Can you see him? You want to believe it. Is he not real? Is he there? You're alone in these mountains. Is that Dillian? Nothing lives here. You won't survive. You met him by the tree. She met him by the tree. Maybe it's a sign, the tree. What's he trying to tell you? He's waiting for you by the tree.
As the she-wolf licks the sweet honey from Sigmund's face, he bites the wolf's tongue. The she-wolf pulls away, but Sigmund holds on. The chains break, and he is free. After his escape, Sigmund lives like us, hidden in the forest. His enemy, King Siggeir, believing him dead, as his sister plots revenge. And for vengeance to succeed, even the great Sigmund needs help. So she sends her sons to him. But their blood is weak and corrupted, and they're put to death by Sigmund. So his sister hatches a new plan, one that is cold of heart and pure of blood.
Take it. A sword. Take it. Dillian left it for you. Take it. Take it. Take it. Don't take it. It's a trick. It's a trick. It's empty. It's coming from there. Look, Isaac,
legion. A sword that can slay gods. Its name is Gramr. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gramr by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the Tree of Death will take you to new lands where you will face the trials.
Go to the shards. Go to the shard.
Go to the shards.
What's the shard? Find it.
It's the metal runestones.
It's in front of you.
Find it.
The metal. The runes.
You need that sword.
Go to the shard.
Shards. Where is it?
Find it. There it is.
Focus.
There's the shard. Focus.
Focus.
Use your eyes. Look.
Get closer.
What can you see? Go to it.
It's not safe. Don't go near it.
I want to tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Balder.
You can see.
The second son of Odin. He was beautiful, good, and wise. He was fair of feature, he spoke fair words, he gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
You want to see what the mask sees?
No, she doesn't. Don't look through it.
I'm curious. Where are we?
What is this?
It's the same.
Different.
It's another world. It's lighter.
It's nicer. I like it here. Can we stay?
Let's stay here.
I like the way it feels.
It's safe here.
It's calm here.
It's light here.
It's nice.
The bridge.
It's not broken.
It's fixed.
What happened?
The bridge is fixed.
Let's cross it.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Balder. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Balder dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Balder's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness, swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Balder's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
Dillion,
Isn't it? Don't forget.
you can feel it. You need the runes to fight Dillion. You need Dillion.
Look for it.
He's waiting for you.
He always said he would wait.
He's close.
He cares about you.
He's close.
He loves you.
You can feel his love quiet.
calling you.
Dillian. Dillian, we're here.
Dillian.
We're nearly here. We're coming.
Go through it.
It's dangerous.
Follow it.
What's behind the gate?
Where will it take you?
It's not safe.
Dillian.
There he is.
There he is.
What are you waiting for?
Quick, find a way.
Find him.
Go through.
Before he disappears.
Dillian, don't lose him.
Way too many times.
Always let him disappear.
Dillian, there he is.
Quick.
Where is he?
Where's he going?
We're in the wrong world.
He's not here.
She's in the wrong world.
He's not in this world.
He's in the other one. He's in the other one. He's in the dark world.
the dark.
The dark world.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillian taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of color stretching away from the gloom. And Senua explored new paths into the unknown.
He's the reason she keeps fighting. You can't go up
You
there.
can't go up there.
Not in this world.
No. Not in this world.
There's no way out.
You can't. Dillian saved her.
You owe your life to Dillian.
You owe everything to him.
Senua.
Do you remember the smell of his neck?
Do you remember what it was to touch him? Do you remember the way he looked? feels like.
Look what happens to the thing she loves.
She destroys the thing she loves. He led you astray.
You should have listened to your father when you had the chance.
Why didn't you listen to him?
This love has tortured you,
And it tortures them. You broke him, you killed him.
you couldn't see the darkness within you.
Dillion saved you from them.
Dillion didn't believe in the curse. Dillion believed in you.
Does it feel warm?
Do you feel safe? Dillion loves you.
Do you think she remembers him? He saved you. He saved you.
Loves you.
You owe him his love. Senua, you've got it.
Why isn't he here?
He's gone.
He's in the dark world.
He's gone to the dark world.
You're in the wrong world.
He's in the other world.
The dark world.
Without you. You're cursed.
There he is.
Where are you taking
He's
me?
up there.
He's up there.
How do you get up there?
There's a way.
Look what happens.
There is a way up there.
Find the way.
She can do it. You're nearly there. Shh.
The gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Balder, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Balder's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
Your curse has claimed Dillion.
You are guilty. Poor Dillion. He didn't know. He was kind. Do you know? Was it worth it?
You're still alive and Dillion's dead. He doesn't deserve to be dead.
How does that make you feel?
The curse. You kill the things you love with your curse.
You kill the things that are most precious to you.
Dillion didn't deserve this.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Huth, was there. Loki asks him why he wasn't taking part. Huth says, "I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon." Loki replies, "Here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands." And Huth throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed. And for this, Huth is slain.
Strangle him. He believed in you.
Years had passed since she left her father. She trained hard alongside her friend, Dillion. She saw things no one else could. Patterns, shapes, movement. An intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That of Zinbel and her past, and Dillion, her future.
You killed him with your love.
Two
because
realities.
He believed in you.
Tearing at her.
The curse.
And now the darkness is swallowing you both.
Dillion doesn't know who killed him, but we do. Wasting your time.
You have no time for this. Speed
These rooms mean nothing. It's all part of their game.
They've set you trials to distract you.
They've set you up, and now they're going to watch you fall.
What if these trials mean nothing?
They're laughing at you. Why didn't she
Take you no closer to doing good to find.
about Dillion, and you're letting this get in the way?
What if they are just to tire you out, to make you weak before the battle? You kill the things you love with your curse.
You kill the things that are most precious to you.
Dillion didn't deserve this. Dillion undoes the curse.
What does it feel like to feel a love so strong?
The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea, and sent for a giantess to do it. She comes riding a wolf and has vipers for her reins. She pushes Balder's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes and the rollers burst into flames. When Balder's wife sees his body carried onto the ship, her heart bursts with grief, and she dies. She's put next to her husband, and the pyre is lit, sending the dead to hell. But even so, the gods cannot accept his death.
He didn't believe that she was cursed.
He saved you when everyone else turned their backs.
He's the reason she's alive at all.
Dillion didn't believe in the curse. Dillion believed in you. You have blood in your hands.
You are guilty.
Was it worth it?
You have no chance for love now.
Nobody will love you again.
Ever again.
Are you kidding?
You have no chance.
You had that loved you.
You squashed it, strangled it, flattened it.
The curse cannot be undone.
He was the only one she could trust. Could she trust him? What if this is pointless?
What are you doing?
Every trial is pointless, and there's another way.
Why did you think you could make this work?
You keep seeing runes. You see runes everywhere.
Overcome with grief, the gods send Hermod to ride to Hell and ask Hela to let Balder return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. Are they? Asks Hela. We shall see if he is truly missed. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses, Balder stays with me. The gods send messengers everywhere. Weep for Balder, weep him out of hell. And everything wept. Men, beasts, earth, stone, trees, metal, everything. Except for a giantess they find in a cave. Balder was never my friend, she says. Let Hel keep what she has. The Northmen say that the giantess must have been Loki in disguise.
He didn't believe that she was cursed.
He saved you when everyone else turned their backs.
He saw who she could be.
He saw who she really was.
He saw the warrior within. What does it feel like to be in love? He was the only one she could trust.
Could she trust him?
He was the only one that didn't mind the curse.
He loved her so much.
Do you remember what love feels like? Do you even remember?
His love is guiding you.
Curse. Just like it strangled him. The curse. Now the darkness is swallowing you both.
He saw that she was strong. He cared in a way that nobody else did.
What if they're all about wasting your time He was the only one.
Think she's doing?
She's
You're special.
She thinks she.
They mean nothing.
Special. Her father tried to help her.
But she wouldn't listen.
He was doing his best.